So if you are gifted by nature, you can go and donate your thing to a Chinese man. But of course, like, it's there, by the way. It talks about all the organs, and it includes penile, which is and the uterus also. I don't know why they don't donate also the other one for me, the one for you. But anyway, let's stick. But that's I want to talk about a law which was signed the other day. An act which was signed, a bill which was signed. What's the word? An act, a bill which was turned into an act and therefore a law, and not the one you're thinking about. There is another one which went under the radar, which none of you ever thought about, but which actually was just as important as the one we all talked about, and that is the organ trade. I will call it the law, Uganda Human Organ Donation and Transplant Bill, which was turned into an act. And some of the things which I read, because I literally burnt the midnight candle studying some of the things in this act, and it's a bit scary. It's actually very scary because it mentions a few things which I found extremely interesting in a negative way. First of all, what has been underground selling of organs and has been happening under the table has now been brought out and now has been made official through a law, and it is governed by law. But now the law that governs it has very, everything is conducted by the president. So he's going to be the one in charge through the Minister of Health. Now the Minister of Health comes up with a council for the organ trade, which is appointed by the Minister of Health, which means indirectly appointed by the President. And then these are the ones who determine all organ trade and everything to do with the whole trade of organs. And it's considering that there's already been organ trade and has been very illegal and very illicit, and people have been going to hospitals, especially Mulago and Chirudu, people who had accident victims and who had very good organs, and they died mysteriously because people wanted to harvest their organs. That has been happening without a law. Now that is going to be put in a law, and now it will be very difficult for people to go to hospitals and feel safe, especially if you're young and healthy with a functioning kidney, a functioning heart, a functioning pancreas. By the way, some of the things which you can donate include so if you are gifted by nature, you can go and donate your thing to a Chinese man. But of course, like, it's there, by the way. It talks about all the organs, and it includes penile, which is and the uterus also. I don't know why they don't donate also the other one for me, the one for you. But anyway, let's stick. But that's what the law says actually. Now, so I was telling Odaka, if he's broke, he should consider going and make it. Anyway, but that's on the light note. But on a very, very serious note, one of the things which I found interesting here is subsection 18 of the law, and it says that's the council of the organ donation. It says a member of the council or of the committee of the council is not personally liable for any act or omission done or omitted to be done in good faith in the exercise of functions. In other words, if somebody who is in charge of the organs does something which is not good and claims they did it in good faith, you cannot hold them personally liable. Now, what this does is this. I'm going to get up with what this does is this. We know that this government has spent all the years trying to make people poor. You've heard these people. They were when I grew up this side of the country, people were very rich from Butiaba, from Wanseko, and what from fish. They were selling a lot of fish. When the NRM government came, it said that they are harvesting young fish, and then it came and closed fish trade completely, entirely. And then when they finished doing that, then they said, they bring law enforcement. This gentleman who is telling you, they shot him. He can't even show you bullet wounds because he was getting, he had a truck with ice going to buy fish from there and come and sell it here. And he was shot. he actually narrowly survived, because he can tell you a bit, he can even show you the bullet wound. It's not in a very private place, it's just above here, and but also in a very dangerous place, and all that because government makes them poor. But now, having made people poor, and we've showed you that in many places, all those places which have resources, where she has been saying, or he has been saying now for 10 acres where the oil pipeline is passing, 10 acres. Then they tell you, fill out this paperwork, we pay you. They don't even tell you how much money they are going to pay you. Now, we know that a minimum per acre that was given to government by Total was 25 million minimum. It went up to 50 million per acre. That they were supposed to compensate the people on whose land the pipeline was passing. Minimum of 25 million. But they are being paid 3 million sometimes less. Now these ones, they don't even know how much. The pipeline is going, that this lady here is going through 10 acres of their family land. They tell you fill out these forms, you fill out, they tell you fill out others, you fill out the others, you fill out. From 2018 up to now, 5 years, you're still filling forms. You don't even know how much money you're going to get. Now the idea is that maybe you become disillusioned, and then at some stage they come and offer you very little money, and because you're tired, you just say, okay, give us whatever you can, and you move. That's the purpose of all the delay. And so that, back to the organs. I was telling you, now what they are doing is they are commercializing poverty. Because you wait and see, because they are going to create a list of people who want organs, and the list is going to be put out there. And then imagine there is a rich person who wants a heart, and there is a poor person who went to hospital because he broke his leg on a border, but his heart is good, or his kidneys. And then, do you know what the law says? That the doctor is required by law to do the best to save your life. But in case he doesn't save your life, yeah, then we can take your heart and your kidney. Now imagine the ethical dilemma that is going to present for doctors, where you're trying to save a very poor person who got a simple accident from death, but there's somebody willing to pay 250 million shillings for his kidney. And you are the doctor, and maybe you're going to get a good cut of that. And you've been notified, and even the person, as soon as the person came to hospital, now they are only using Mulago, by the way. Mulago is the only hospital they are using for organ transplant for now. But every hospital has the ability to apply, and they can be co-opted into the organ trade. Every hospital, including private ones, they only have to apply, fill out, meet a few conditions, and they also become a part of it. So I'm trying to tell you that somebody comes to a hospital with a small, something that does not affect his organs. He's not sick of an organ disease. Maybe he has an injury or something like that. And the doctor first gets his blood group, tests his whatever compatibility and what, then knows somewhere there is somebody called Odaka who needs the kidney, and he has 300 million which is willing to pay. And then there is this poor man from the village who is coming here, and the doctor looks at you and says, but you, why don't you just die? Eh? We have money to make. And that's the ethical dilemma now, where you're totally dependent on the good graces of the doctor. Of course, they put things there of you have to go through consent, your relatives have to consent and what, but all those are things which can be done away with, because the council actually has a lot of power over all of this. Now, the ethical dilemma it's going to create, because across the world, do you know that 8 million people across the world are being trafficked for organ trade, especially children, taken young, fed, they get to a certain age of adolescence or what, and they just start harvesting their organs because they were actually brought for that. So it's a very big trade. And now in rich countries, let's say at every one time, let's say in America, at every single time, there is a minimum of 100,000 people who are waiting for an organ. And some of them are willing to pay as much as $200,000 for an organ. And somewhere in Uganda, there is a border rider who has a very good heart, a very good kidney, a very good liver, because he has not been wasting his life. He has been, he's healthy. But he's just a border. I'm giving an example. And then the doctor knows that if this person dies, we can get these organs and sell them at 200,000 each. Now tell me, and now officially, previously it was done in Nkuku too, under the table. But now it's going to be done officially and openly. And we know that there are some members of the royal family who are involved in it. Now it's going to be official and it's going to be a big problem. But you see, you wait and see how dangerous hospitals are going to become now. Just wait and see. So, we have a problem because going forward, people will start running away from hospitals if you're healthy, because they will kill you for your kidney. And then they say those who are brain dead. As soon as you're brain dead means, you know, you're basically on the way to dying, but you're not yet dead. You still have a pulse, but more or less you're in a, you know, cabbage state and what. That's when they start harvesting organs. And now they can determine, yeah, this one is brain dead, he has no chance of living, and they are the ones who decide, you have no chance of living, so kindly, you know, they start harvesting organs. And it is going to become a big problem. Let me tell you something. Our economy has grown to a halt. There is nothing we're exporting as a country. But one of the biggest trades in the world right now is the trade in organs. And Uganda has a good number of poor people, which is the only thing that is necessary for you to become a big organ trader. Just have enough poor people who are healthy, which we have. Initially, the commercialization of poverty was exporting labor to Middle East. And you thought that was bad. That's not bad. You wait and see what is going. Now that this has become a law. But because we are all in the homosexuality thing, all these laws passed quietly. None of the media even raised it. But this is very dangerous. Now this is why I'm bringing it here. It's very, and it's going to cause problems. You wait when all these hospitals now have joined the Uganda. Now they advise anybody who is young and healthy, who has had an accident or something like that, to go to Mulago right now. They are going to harvest your kidney. I'm telling you. They will do it. And you will leave when you weren't expecting to repair your body and you end up dead. Because there's a lot of money. And they look at you and say, "Ona tugasachi." There's too much money to be made with this thing. And now it is being done officially because there is a law. You go and read it and see. I actually read it throughout the, spent a lot of time of the night. It's all 91 pages of it. I read all of it carefully and I said, we are in serious trouble. You know what people say, this proverb, which people say that Omavu Akufa, now it's not going to be a joke. It's no longer a joke. Because people used to use it as a what? As a joke. But now it's no longer a joke. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk to our legal people and we see if the law can be challenged. Because it's going to create a very big problem. Because very soon, I perceive that almost all government referrals will be national referrals, will be part of the organ transplant hospitals. Now that will create a big problem. Because that's where poor people run, and poor people are the people who are most likely to have functioning organs. They are the ones who are most likely to have good livers, good kidneys, good everything, good penises. Poor people. So, now, there are so many loopholes to it because it says your relatives or next of kin or whatever has to consent. But with the amount of money that will be flying around, it's very easy for your next of kin to be brought into the deal. Because people do these things, people poison husbands and do what. So next of kin can very easily go around you and say, it's okay, get rid of him. After all, you know, he was not even a faithful husband. And he or she gets money anyway. So, but we'll look at how we can challenge it in court if we can. If they advise us that it's not possible, then we just stand back and see what's going to happen. The curfew that is going to happen. But it's going to be mega. I'm telling you that. It's going to be, in a matter of 1 or 2 years, you will see how many people are going to die in hospitals.